this B side as well, with Wabbit holding near the connector area, and they're going to have 2 covering Skyfall, with Desi and Els being on B side.
Yes, this is our first gun round for EnemyGG. We do see them getting the AKs out, no op in play. You know, utility is pretty decent. They have, you know, everyone with the smoke. They have 1 Molotov on the Kusa. They have a few flashes to work with here. They're staging up outside B, which seems to be kind of the tried and true hit for most NA teams on this map, and many European teams use it too. I mean, it seems to be kind of the easier take, especially on a map where people have even argued that this map has begun to sway a bit T-sided, and we've definitely seen that in the NA scene for sure, where teams can put up good numbers on the terrorist side. So let's see if they can make these long B hits work, as there's only really, oh, there's a boost going on. This is going to be actually really cool. I love this boost that Desi's doing, like between the feet of the statue.
Good idea for him. Desi's going to throw a flashbang out of there, trying to hold and contain these players. He's hiding in these smokes as they're trying to just stay away from enemy and just hold him there a little bit longer than they would like to. Flashbang comes through. Els is going to spot that player planning, but he can't get the kill. And now it's a 3v4 retake situation. But they've got to do a lot of work to get in here. Ocean, mainline's down to 4 health on site. This would be huge if they could pick him up and close this out. Ocean, a lot of these players, mainline doing a great job of going around that statue and keeping himself not containable. And he does find a way to help the team win the round, and they do take it.
Yeah, I mean, just building a good smoke wall there on the B bomb side is enemy. I mean, had a wall of smokes throughout the entire B side, all the way from the cutoff there on long B, all the way across to the chicken coop, basically. So there's really nothing Follow Esports could do but sit behind the smokes and wait for the bomb plant. They did try to chase one with the pop flash in to prevent the plant. That failed because enemy was, you know, watching the smokes and waiting for that type of play. And then at that point, they just had to play retake, and they were a man down pretty much the whole way. And so that is enemy taking your first round, forcing Follow Esports immediately onto a save with just the pistols, and a great chance to go ahead and start equalizing this score. So really well done that round.
Els, a nice frag on the Uber, boosted up on tree. Relix knows that he's there, but he gets another one. Els, 2 frags of this 5-7, huge for them, and this is going to totally shatter enemy and hold them back for just a little bit longer. So Els getting those 2 kills is huge, and now they're going to get Wabbit boosted up here at long.
Yeah,
just
this is
spot.
rough.
They're going to spot Kusta here. They do spot him, and they spot another one, so they know there's 2. And Rabbit's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to get picked.
Yeah, Wabbit playing this smart, getting the information, getting out before the Molotov can really have much of an effect. And I mean, this is a big round to lose if enemy is unable to convert this. They've already lost 2 players just to Els being boosted on tree. It's a very common spot to play, and he was able to pick off 2 frags. It's certainly not what you want if you're enemy, but we'll see if they can play their way out of this. They're getting out onto long B. Kusa just needs to find something with this op, but people are being pretty passive. They're not really peeking him. They're making it difficult, but Anomaly will slip into a frag.
Yeah, Desi and then trying to hold this B side. The 3 players from enemy are converging onto them, and Els gets another one. That's 3 kills to that 5-7 for him. He wants more. He's hungry. Can he do it? And he gets a 4K on the round with that 5-7. A huge round for Els. That was monstrous.
Yeah, I mean, Els was big that round with the 5-7, boosted for those first 2 frags, finds 2 more later in the round, and I have to say it, man, Kusta pretty much emptied his op clip and didn't find a single hit with it, so he was definitely having a little bit of case of the list there, and that's unfortunate because we were talking about him before. He can be a guy that can be very, very good with the op. He can have a huge impact. He can open up sites, and enemies used to seeing that from him, so when he's missing a lot of his key entry shots onto the site like that, you know, that puts the rest of the team in a little bit of a strained situation. Not to mention that Els just hit some really sick shots there in the beginning of the round, so that's a big loss for enemy. It immediately forces them to save.
So, you know, guys, the odds for this game on CSGO Lounge, enemy 70%, Follow Esports with a 30% chance, according to what you guys think at home on the bets. Just wanted to let you guys know that 70% enemy, 30% Follow. Wabbit playing op here. Ocean just take out mainline with a grenade. So nice job for him. And now Wabbit is going to be forced into the site. He will spot Kusta. Nice frag for him. This whole round's been shut down.
Absolutely. I mean, the situation is like when enemy loses that big round there, it gets their money reset, it forces them to have to save, and it gives Follow Esports a chance to come right back at them. That's exactly what they do. Now they're up 5-1. Enemy, you know, with that bomb plant from the round, a couple rounds ago, they're still able to get together a full buy here. They have Kusa with the op again. He had a rough time last round with it. So hopefully he can kind of get his act together here and find some openings this time around, as we do again see them staging up at B. And I mean, look at this. Follow eSports knows what's up. They're stacking 4 players at B immediately. I think one even got counter boosted here. I think that's Hades.
And Desi here close to the opening, spotting 2 positions. And is he going to actually push through this? I think this would be crazy. He's going to throw a flashbang, and he doesn't. He decides, nope, I hear too many guns. I'm backing out of there. So he is going to back out.
Yeah, Hades backed off the counter boost as well, so they're just kind of getting in the more default position, but they're still really heavy leaning towards beyond defense. They still have 4 guys here, but Uber, he finds the entry on the Wabbit.
That was a huge shot by Uber with that Galil. And they're going to throw smokes and fires to try to contain B. Although that smoke leaves a little crevice in there, they've got 48 seconds, and they still have time to go back over to A. But like you said, B site seems to be the site that they really want to hit. And they are going to commit to it. And here we go. They're going to flood out of here. And I think the follow's ready for this, but can they hit the shots? I mean, fire comes out, Kusta gets 1, and now it's a 2v3. And just as I'm saying that, it's down to Hades in a 1v3 with a bomb being planted.
Yeah, really well done there from EnemyGG. I mean, getting that initial pick with Uber to give them the man advantage, which they kept throughout the entire round, that was absolutely massive. We did see Desi and Elf getting a couple of kills there, but never able to tip things back into their favor. Enemy always able to remain at least a man ahead, and it got even better once they got into the site where they were getting into a 3 versus 1. So there you have it. Enemy starting to make things work a little bit better here over on the B side of the map, but they need to avoid their money being reset again. They had to do a little bit of rebuying there on a couple of players. Some of their players' money are quite low, and they don't want to get back to that 1-loss bonus. They want to start approaching Follow Esports score for, you know, a tie here soon. So this is another really big round for them, as Anomaly does find the initial pick at Skyfall.
Nice job by Anomaly to get that frag, and now they're going to get that kill. And now they got a pincer moving on to B. Can Desi stop it? That's the question. If Desi can get a frag, that'd be huge. Smoke out, and he gets 1. He gets Uber there, trying to come out of drop down. So they do get that frag, but all these 3 players for Enemy are flushing the B side again. Desi spots a pixel in mainline head, and he knows Kusta's up there on platform. This is going to be hard for him to do, and he's not able to get it, so he dies. And now it's Ocean and Wabbit in a 2v3 situation, but Relics does have 1 health. He gets the bomb down, but they're running the force spray too much. Ocean does get him. Anomaly goes down, so now it's a 1v2 for Kusta. Kusta is available to do this, but they know where he is, and this is the important factor here. They're going to flash him twice, and Ocean is going to stick this. It looks like he actually stuck it. It doesn't look like it's a fake. He's going to continue on it, and he does swing around with that and get the kill. Huge round for Ocean. The IG oldest team coming in huge and sticking that bomb for the defuse.
Yeah, and that's so unfortunate with Anomaly being able to get that initial pick on Skyfall. They were able to get into Skyfall room off of that and be able to start working into a B split. It looked like they were going to be in a really good position to come up with something there, but just got held off in the end. Kusta forced to a 1v2. He couldn't win, and there you have it. Follow eSports right back at Enemy, right back into resetting their money, and thus Enemy are back on pistols, and that's going to give Follow eSports a chance to keep extending their lead here on the CT side. The Enemy are just going to straight up rush out long B. But, I mean, everyone's going to be in position here soon to defend against this push.
Tag down, but Anomaly gets a kill there. And Desi has so much information, and so does everybody on B site. They know what's happening, but now it's a 2-on-2 on site. This is getting dangerous here for followers. They've got Hades down with really low health. And he shot his own teammate, I think. Kusta was shooting his own teammate. I don't know if he hit him or not, but nonetheless he did. And so now it's Desi in a 1v2 with an M4. Now, the important thing here is Mainline and Kusta, they both have full armor. And they've got Kusta in their chicken coop, and he does go down. They take out Desi on that round. That was huge for Enemy.
Yeah, I mean, that got a little bit tough there at the beginning. I mean, I thought Enemy was going to suffer pretty poorly. I mean, they're just on Tech 9s. You have Ocean being able to do a lot of initial damage, but they didn't be able to close the distance with those Tech 9s and get some really key frags, and Kusta closing out the round with the op. So, Enemy, you know, they've been in this situation where they get a win, but their money gets reset, so they've been in tough economic times most of this half, but they win a force buy round with Tech 9s. That's really big. It now forces Follow eSports to save. It gives them a chance to start building up their own bank and hopefully jump back into this game in a big way, because they certainly are still down on a side that's been favored lately on this map. So hopefully they can get some more out of this terrorist side as they continue to kind of work towards the B side of the map.
Agreed. Kusta playing really far back here, back of this mid area, way back kind of near T-spawn, making sure that people don't push out of A. Try to mid or at a long A just to try to get information. But he's starting to creep his way back up, mainline cover and tunnels. So it looks like this B hit again is looking pretty probable. They've got a pretty good idea, I think, that follows saving. And they did throw some stuff to contain those players at B, and that they did. But Hades has an idea. He thinks that this could be an A hit, and he is on the hunch. He's correct because mainline Relic, Uber are on their way over, but Anomaly gets a nice frag there.
Yep.
And that's going to try to help cut this split down. It's going to split these players in half.
Yeah, Anomaly in that lurk at Skyfall would have cut off those rotates, and Enemy is able to pour into A. Of course, Fall eSports is also just on pistols as well. Not even really good ones, mostly just P250s and P2K or USP, so nothing really vested into it. So it was always going to be kind of Enemy's round, and they will put 4 on the board. So beginning to close that gap. Now they've won a couple of rounds in a row. This is actually the first time they streaked together a couple of rounds and avoided some type of money reset. So that's a big step forward. So we'll see if they can keep it up.
Interesting thing I want to point out, Relics, 11 frags for Enemy. Uber just has 1, but they're still able to win this round. So that's really nice for them. Alex is going to try to get one. He doesn't. In the lethal range of that P250, we talked about it before. This P2K here going for it. Desi does not close it out there with that kill. So all 5 surviving for Enemy. Huge job and a huge round for them. And this is really going to help them try to build up their economy. If they can win this next round, this would be huge.
It would be. I mean, like I said, Enemy's been in a situation where they've yet to string rounds together in a row up until right just now. They've finally done it. They finally avoided the the economic woes of being reset, and they've even forced Fall eSports into double save territory. That's kind of helped them get out of that rut. So as long as they don't fall prey to these 5-7s or something like that, they should actually be getting themselves in good shape with their money, especially if they can win this one cleanly without losing any players or losing only 1 or 2. This would be great to help them recover.
Ocean playing for some sound. He does get some noise there at A, so he's going to go ahead and fall back onto site, which is probably a good decision with that 5-7. 5-7, not necessarily very accurate at long range. When you're spraying like that, as you just saw Els, he hit him down to 63, and Desi with a deagle coming in, so they've read this call correctly, and they've got Wabbit coming in behind him. Ocean, nice kill down there. Or nice death down there, excuse me, hurt her. And now Wabbit's coming in behind, but it's too late because his teammates on A site couldn't contain, but it'd be great if he could get Kusta here, if he comes out of the smoke.
Right, Wabbit coming through. Yeah, not gonna happen. So Enemy able to win 3 rounds in a row now. Only lost 1 player as well. You can see the bank being built up here. There's 2 guys in the 5 digits right now, and Lelix is not too far off from that. So now they have the ability to buy for a pretty good amount of time. Even if they lose a couple of rounds, by the time they run out of money, their maximum loss bonus should begin to start kicking in. So I think that their economy should be fine for the rest of the half. I can't really see them having to save too much more for these last 3 or so rounds. So that's good news. At least they're okay in that regard. But then they just need to convert some more rounds. And here they are throwing a bit of a fake towards B. Just this player solo on the platform with the smoke, just trying to keep people at B. He's done 4 there again. So it's going to put the Ocean to hold off like a 4 or 5 man attack coming up soon here at A.
Yeah, an Enemy, if they could pounce on the A site now, if they knew what we know, they would pounce on it and take Ocean out. But Ocean's in a good spot to spot these players on top of that truck and on top of this roof here on site. And this would be huge if he could spot that and call the rotate early. But Anomaly is going to try to get in a position, I think, to cut off rotates when they do try to hit this execute. And that, I think, is what's happening right now. Anomaly in a position. The smokes do come out to isolate the players rotating over. Anomaly will get behind him as long as Desi doesn't find him.
Hades does stop Anomaly, though, so they can get the rotation in is the big thing here. But it's still 4 on 4 with the bomb going down inside the A side. Effie has to retake it.
And the bomb still has not been planted yet. Els did spot one of those players near that mid area. If he could get this kill on the Relics, it'd be huge, and he does. Now they're just flushing into there, trying to make something happen, but they can't really do it as Wabbit is left in a 1v3 with an op, and he's going to save that, and that's probably the smartest move for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just follow eSports, stacking the B bomb site with 4 players. I mean, that's where Enemy's been going probably like 80% of the time. This game has been towards that B side of the map, so it's like a gamble that makes sense given the trends. But, follow eSports, Enemy makes them pay for it. I mean, they hit A. While Anomaly wasn't able to cut off the rotates there, the players in the site still did hold off the retake very well. And they only lose 2 players, so they're continuing to build up that bank. At this point, they'll never have to save this half anymore. It's just about, seeing what more can they get out of this. I mean, they had a rough start, but they recovered quite well. This has been a map where we've seen teams be able to put up like 8 or 9 rounds on the terrorist side. Enemy's still on pace to be able to do that. They can keep this up, especially since Follow eSports is, just on that one op and a bunch of pistols, so a great chance to take the lead here for Enemy for the first time this game, really.
Yeah, this would be huge for Enemy to be able to get this half. If they were able to get it, 9-6, that'd be huge for them. But nonetheless, we've got Follow really focusing a lot of their energy on this B side, as they should. They do get Wabbit up there, but Kusta denies that peek. And then Desi does peek up there, too. He's trying to flood him and do some more damage. And Tech 9 gets some of the players tagged pretty low, but then Anomaly comes in and finishes the job. A lot of just crazy bullet sprays down there, and now this round goes in favor of Enemy, marking some incredible dig play from Hades.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get anything out of this. I mean, it's just really Enemy just overrunning that B-bomb site where Follow eSports really only had like one op. That was their only real tool to defend against that, and so Enemy was just able to overwhelm them with numbers and firepower. And there you have it, Enemy taking the 7th round. Follow eSports, though, going to be back onto a bye. They have that op back in Wabbit's hands. They have M4s across the board. They had a great start to the half where, I mean, they were up, like 6-2 or something like that. So they've shown the ability to be able to defend well here across the map. So it's just, a battle of whether or not Enemy can keep things rolling here on the T side, or whether FE can finally put a stop to it. I mean, they've lost the last 5 rounds in a row. Of course, 2 of those were save rounds for them, or maybe even 3 of the 5 were save rounds. So now they're back to even rifles, so let's see what they got. Ooh.
Relic's just a sick shot, and Ocean gets taken out
God.
too by him. That jumping AK spray down, and nonetheless, here they come. This A-site's gonna happen, and they're gonna go ahead and try to get this quickly before this rotate happens. They fire off the side of that HUD area, and Hades does come in and get one. And they're taking this a little bit slower here, as they've obviously got these players there. They do plant the bomb. The time is ticking, and I think that they're just gonna bail.
Yep. It's a situation where their money's pretty low. They want to have guns for next round, so this is the way to do it. Just go ahead and back off. You're trying to retake 3v4. You're going to have to wait for those smokes to dissipate. Anyway, that limits your time. There's only one kid on L, so it's a situation where they don't feel like it's worth the risk. And, I mean, Relix is obviously the star of the round. He's the only person who got kills in the round, for 1, and for 2, they were just really big frags. I mean, catching Wabbit like that at range on long, man, that was massive. And then getting the crazy shot on Ocean as well boosted was great stuff. And FE doing well to hold on to these M4s. They've already caught a couple of people chasing them. They will catch another, and they will save these M4s. So at least that happened. But yeah, Enemy's been able to just make a huge strides to get back into this game and even start to control it after the rough start. So well done from Enemy.
Yeah, it was a good job by them. And Desi playing on this team here, really liking this B side, getting a lot of aggressive B plays here. But what's going to happen here for EnemyGG is they're going to split 3 down towards B. Kustin mainline covering this A side. Wabbit, that Opper, who doesn't have an Opper now, he's got an M4, but nonetheless, he's going to be playing near stairs, and in stairs on that A side. And they're playing it a lot slower, this time, and not really trying to force a lot of movement. Mainline. Hanging out. Desi really close to Uber right now. And if he spots him, it's going to be huge. He did see him. Now he's just got to be careful.
Yeah, Uber knows he's stuck here. He's trying to get to he even puts Incinerator down to push him out, but he's able to get out of there. Doesn't even really take any damage. So that was big to kind of get pinned up against the ropes and be able to hop out of it. And now they will do this boost again in between the legs of the statue, and it will be a B hit. Desi didn't really get this to work last time he did this early in the half, and he even falls off again, but gets back up. And let's see if he can find any fractions this spot. Nope, not a single one.
Got one down to 8, though, which is not bad, but that's not what you need in that situation, Els. Throwing a grenade up to Plat. Ocean, Wabbit coming, getting a frag apiece, and Wabbit coming in behind him, and they know that this whole game is being kind of pinched in a way, and that's really what ended. Follow eSports is going to take this round, so it's a 7-8 half in favor of EnemyGG. But a really nice job by Enemy getting 6 rounds in a row and making this a half to be reckoned with.
Yeah, again, I mean, that's like Relic's really stepping up. I mean, Uber used to be the main, like, fragging force for this team. But he's had such an off time since they converted over to like professional play, and he had an off game here as well. But Relic's kind of the other secondary entry fragger, kind of next to Uber, kind of being the second guy in, or sometimes even taking point depending on the situation. Had a great half. I mean, he had that one big play where he just went around by himself taking long A, but throughout the half when he put up 17 frags, so definitely getting a lot out of him. Kusta even started to recover a bit better with the op after a rough start. He started getting his stiff stuff going there with 13 frags, second fragger on the board. So yeah, I mean, that was a good recovery given how things started for Enemy to pull out, 6 of the last 7 rounds. That's a job well done to keep the lead going into the second half.
Yeah, a lot of props to Enemy on that that half. It was really well done by them. And now, this is a pretty even score line here.
Right.
And, you talked about how this map is more CT sided, but then again, I mean,
T sided.
Or excuse me, wait. So the meta's changed since this patch, or just recently?
No, I think in the NA scene, Cobble always seemed to be a bit T-sided ever since like the map changed and the layout.
Okay, that helps.
Maybe the patch has increased that a little bit or not, but even some of the professional European players were talking about how they felt Cobble was swaying a bit T-sided lately in the current meta. So yeah, I think this is one of the maps, kind of like Dust 2, maybe even Cash to some degree, where you can see T's get more rounds than CTs at times. So yeah, I think that Enemy probably hoped for a 9 there, got 8, so not too far off, especially given the way the start to the game occurred. That getting 8 was really reasonable. So well done. Let's just see what they can do on CT sides. They are getting pretty aggressive here at long A.
Yeah, Kusta does get one, but he gets caught out, so not a horrible situation for them. A main line's going to go down there at B side, and this is going to leave these 3 players kind of contained in the middle for Enemy, but Relics comes in and takes out Desi, so now it's a 3v3, so pretty early in the round with really not a lot of aggression going out from Follow.
Yeah, I mean, that bomb is still going to be over here, over towards the B side of the map. They were hoping for Desi to kind of open up that B side, but Relics pretty much shut it down, and now FB trying to still maybe split B. They're going to try to get into A and into the connector and split B that way, and that is going to work out for them. They're starting to get in there. Or actually, they're just going to plant B while they hold people on the A side of the map, but they're in the connector now, so this should be a Follow eSports round.
Yeah, like you said that, now it's Ocean going down. And now it's Wabbit in a 1v2. Uber has a CZ, and Anomaly and Uber have got to move fast. Neither of them have a kit. They have to find this player. They should probably know where he is, but there goes Anomaly. His head's ripped off, and oh, Wabbit, he picked up a USP with no ammo in it. He's going to go ahead and peek Uber. He's just got to delay the time. He goes for it. He doesn't get it, but Uber doesn't have time, and the round goes in favor of Follow.
Yeah, I mean, good job from Follow eSports, just putting that pressure on A, Wabbit being able to slip in the B where no one was left. I mean, Enemy was pretty sure that things were going to occur over at the A site. This wasn't the case. And so Follow eSports even the game back up at 8-all. They're able to make their purchases here. They get a couple AKs, 3 SMGs, including a couple of MAC-10s, the cheapest SMG you can get on T side. Plus, you get that money bonus that the SMG yields for frags. So, pretty well set up. But they do have to worry about these CZs, and Kusta even has a scout, which can be the assist master. Just being able to tag people and set them up for the CZs later on. So, I mean, there's still a challenge here, but Kusta's like stuck in a wall. Okay, now he's back. Apparently there was some lag, but now it's back. So
yeah, I was like, what is he doing? Like, is he trying to hear something? Like, what was that? Nonetheless, we do continue. Hades brought down to 29 health there, and they're playing this slow, and obviously Enemy wanting to find a way to make this round happen, but Skyfall's getting a lot of pressure with Els working it with Desi, and they really want to try to open this up and split this round in half. If they can do that, it'd be huge. But Uber denies that, gets 2K with that CZ, and now he gets that Mech 10 and he bails. Nice job.
Right, as now we're going to see Ocean trying to recover the round, bringing his ump up long. Relics has already rotated inside the A site, though, to assist. They can now kind of spread their numbers out since they do have a 2-man advantage, as we definitely see FE committing to this A side of the map, trying to see if they can still make this thing happen. Ocean does get a kill, so now they have a 3 versus 4, but look at this bait set up inside the site. Yeah, that's going to be dirty.
is a huge round coming out by Enemy, as they should be able to close this out. And they do it with only one person dying, and that's Uber, who got them the 2 kills at Skyfall early, which helped open this thing up for him. Nice job by EnemyGG on that round.
Yeah, really well done there. Good recovery. I mean, and that's big to like lose pistol and then come right back at Follow eSports and take the lead back. That's big. I mean, they just had a bunch of CZs and scouts, and it really came down to the fact that I don't know who it was who had the CZ and Skyfall, but he got 2 kills right off the bat.
Yeah.
That was big. That really set the tone for the rest of the round, and now Follow eSports is just going to be on pistols this round. They might, I don't even know, maybe double save territory unless they can get a bomb plant here. I mean, they might still force up next round, though. Either way, Enemy, getting a little bit of breathing room here to establish themselves.
They're going to come out on this ace or this B side like nobody's business, but they are going to get pretty much shut down as they get rocked. Mainline gets some kills there, and so does Uber. And now it's a 1v5. It ain't going to happen. And then Enemy has all people survived. So the past 2 rounds, only one person's died for them. And considering that one of those rounds was an anti-eco, a nice job by them.
Yeah, Enemy rolling off to a good start. We do see Follow eSports decide to go ahead and force up what they can here. It does include 4 Galeals and very limited utility. Just 3 smokes and a couple of flashes. So that certainly is going to put a damper on things for them, I think. I think Enemy has a huge edge going into this round based on the equipment value for these teams. But we'll see what Follow eSports can do. They're just kind of slowly spread out across the map right now, not really committed to anything just yet, which they have low utility, so they can't really throw a whole lot of fakes or anything like that. They pretty much eventually have to gather up and just hit something together as a 5, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. They need to find a way to open this up here, and they need a round. Obviously, they got the first one of this half, but they really want to get another round to try to, force EnemyGG and a situation they don't want to be in. And Hades does start that out, and he gets another one with that Galil. That's a huge kill. Ocean gets a kill on A, and that's pretty much going to open things up.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the kind of round you want to run a counter boost. I mean, it's a low buy situation for Follow eSports. Don't play into them. They're looking for you to do gimmick stuff like that. I would have been a little bit more conservative on EnemyGG, and now they're in a 2 versus 5. The A-bombs are completely open. The bomb's about to get planted, and yeah, you can already see Enemy just backing off and saving these 2 AKs, but I just don't feel that this was the appropriate situation to make a play like that. Maybe on a full gun versus gun round, yes. Maybe if you're the saving team, yes. But when you're playing into a team with very limited economy, I wouldn't recommend like little gimmicks like that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Hades does go down to Kusta, and they're trying to hunt. They know where one of them is, and they know he's tagged pretty heavily, but they've got to get this done quickly, and they do. So there's the round there. They got the plant. They got all the CTs dead. And so Follow got the round that they needed. Like I was talking about, they wanted to get that, and they did get it done. And so, Follow's hopefully going to start trying to build up some economy here if they can keep one of these rounds. But I think they need to group up a little bit more. They've been working a lot on. I just threw my mic down. They've been working a lot on Skyfall too. So I think that's really an important factor in their takes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just big for Follow eSports to win such a low econ buy. I mean, they were on 4 Galeals and really limited utility, but Kusta does get the opening pick here with the op. He takes down Ocean. They have a little bit of a beat rush going on for Follow eSports, but that's not actually the bomb. It's just Hades and Desi trying to pull people out, but they're not biting. Uber, in fact, is even rotating over towards the A side of the map. They're not buying this right now, but the bomb is actually shifting now over towards B. So it looks like we are eventually going to see a B hit as Uber does rotate back, and mainline and the Relics is kind of hold position here up on the platform.
Yeah, he does spot Relics, but he does go down. Mainline gets a kill there. That's a nice kill. And Mainline should, and he doesn't. He should have found that kill on Wabbit, but he didn't do it. And Wabbit is left alone in a 1v5 with no health really to work with. This is going to be a tall task for him to be able to do. He does get Uber. That makes it a little bit easier for him, but he's got a lot of work. He's got to get past Kusta, and he knows Kusta's probably watching, and if he just knew he was behind that tree. I think he might. Oh, yeah, he did flash him, and he was able to do that. He's going to tap the plant, and he does go down. Kusta finishes the round off, gets 2. Nice job there by Kusta on this hold.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big round with the op there. He had the opening pick. He ends it off with a good amount of frags there. He's starting to recover in a big way. He had a decent first half, and he's picking it up here on the CT side even more. And there you have it. Enemy continuing the lead, up 11-9. Follow eSports, though, back on the AKs here, except for Hades. He's just on the Deagle and armor, and they still don't have a whole lot of nades to use to execute with. They can't do all these, like, flashy smoke walls or anything like that. They just have to hope they can win some duels. But Kusa getting aggressive at long A. Gunshots are coming his way. Peeks misses, but he's got someone to help him get out of it. It's going to be Anomaly, but he still gets caught. And, oh, never mind. Anomaly does get the kill. Okay, that could have been even worse, but at least Anomaly's able to find the kill.
Yeah, I think Anomaly, you know, maybe blocked him a little bit there when he was trying to run
so.
out. And I think that caused him to die, but at least the trade happened. But nonetheless, he did go down. Anomaly did actually die. And Ocean, working his way out of his A side, did spot one coming out of heaven there. And I think he might have seen that other one on site. But meanwhile, while they've got all these players on A site, other two Ts, Els and Wabbit, are working their way towards B, and they should just flood. Obviously, they're being more methodical because they don't know what we know.
Yeah, Ocean doesn't exactly know who's here. But now he has a good chance to just catch someone for free, and he does. There's still one in the connector, but he also knows there's one on A side. So Ocean's done a good job here to help that bomb get into B relatively uncontested. But he does go down, which means we are going to see a 2-on-2 post plant here. But the advantage is to follow eSports. They have Uber down to really low HP already, so they have a health advantage. So they should be able to get this one here.
Mainline left in a 1v2. Knows where one of them is. He's going to have to peek. He does get one. Can Mainline get this kill? This would be huge. He cannot do it. So Follow wins the round with one surviving, which is Wabbit. And really nice job there by Ocean to keep those players at A site long enough for that hit to happen on the B site uncontested pretty much.
Yeah, well done. I mean, I think you made a really key point there. Was just what happened at that, long A aggression. Kusa getting blocked, it turning into a 2v1 trade and Follow eSports' favor there. Anytime the terrorists can get the better trade, two people for, or one person for two people, that's huge. That sets you up for the rest of the round to be ahead of the curve, and that just played out throughout the rest of the round. So well done there. Enemy just on pistol from the scout. They do catch Ocean, however, so they're going to be able to pick up one gun maybe. Wabbit, though, holding them off from it.
Yeah, it's crucial for them to be able to do that. Desi, covering stairs, did hear that player, Anomaly, pick up that gun and book it. So he knows that somebody's booked it down, and he just doesn't know where. But if he knew he was down at mid, he'd probably, near mid, he'd try to get him. But Wabbit, Hades, and Els, and all these players from Enemy have rotated off of B. I mean, Uber's spotting Skyfall, but everything else going on here at Long B, really just a lot of noise here. But Anomaly's trying to get behind these players. Desi knows that the site's clear, but they can't really do anything about it right now.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Is Desi's like in a really big position here to get them to even bring the bomb back to A, and now they finally can. I mean, they were worried that Desi got into A, but the CTs had still made it mid-slope to flank them, and they were right. But now they caught the flank, so now they can transition that bomb back into A safely, where they have a 4-on-2 advantage and a free A site. So this should wind up Follow eSports' round. I mean, unless Relics and Kusta go absolutely nutty here, but I think the positional advantage is just too strong. I think Enemy feels the same way. That's why they're saving.
Yeah. It's a good thing that it worked out for him, considering that, Desi was on that site for a while and had a lot of information. And, those players that were kind of floating around that mid area, eventually two of them died for Enemy, which kind of opened it up for that player to rotate to A, so he was able to plant. But nonetheless, this is going to put the scoreline at 11 all. And what do you think that Enemy has to do? I mean, obviously, it's a pretty fair and even half so far, but is there anything that Enemy needs to do differently as far as like their positioning, or are they just getting out fragged?
I feel like they just made a little bit too aggressive of plays at times. Like that counter boost they did a few rounds ago, that didn't really make much sense. If you're going to try that aggressive play at long A with the op, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but just, having a better idea of how to get out of that situation and not lose so many members in the process of falling back. I just feel like they've gotten caught off a couple of times on some aggressive plays like that, one of which was like really ill-informed. The other situation was just unfortunate. So I think that's kind of what's hurt them on a couple of key rounds this half more than anything. Other than that, I think they're fine. They just need to be a bit more conservative. I even heard Ryu telling somebody, like, you don't need to peek so much when they had a 3v1 and the bomb was down. So little things like that, I think, are hurting them a bit.
Buck's in a really nice spot here on Platt. Does get 2 headshots, but he does go down. An even situation here, but Anomaly and Uber only have pistols. Uber's down to 9 health, and they're just going to try to have to contain Desi if he does decide, but Anomaly has a good spot and position to spot Desi. He does spot him, and he's got to contain him too. Just pulls him back into Skyfall, and he gets 1, and that,
runs out of
Anomaly
bullets.
got him. Wow, Anomaly did get him, so now it's Anomaly in a 1v2. He knows this is pretty much impossible, and he is going to bail.
Right, so I mean, Follow eSports are starting to edge out ahead here. They've won the last 3 rounds in a row now, which would be the last 4 of 5. So they've really been able to get back into this game here. Enemy, they've had so many. I mean, they're just in such a low economy situation for so long. There's been so many times where they lose a lot of players early on. They just have to save like 1 gun or something like that. And then the rest of the team still can barely afford to buy up next to them, and that's been a big problem. But they do finally get the op back in the Kusta's hands on the CT round. So this is kind of their next big chance to convert around finally. And the thing is they've had a couple of close encounters here. So Follow eSports' money is not the best despite winning the last 3 rounds in a row. Enemy could actually force an immediate reset with a victory here and even take the lead back to themselves off the back of that. So there's still definitely an opportunity here for Enemy to jump right back into this game and even, you know, edge FE out for a lead. So we'll just see if they can put up the big defense here.
Yeah, Follow making a lot of face towards that B long, and it looks like that's what they want to do. But Kusta's got a good angle here for this position. Does get flashed, does go ahead and fall off of that. Mainline and Anomaly on the other side of the map, uncontested, just hanging out. And they're going to go ahead and start rotating over to B as I think they feel that it might be a B hit. They're trying to say that it's going to be a B hit, and I'm waiting for the execute to happen, it looks like.
Yep. Yeah, they have enough smokes to still do some blocking off. They even have mollies they could use, like, make sure that there's no one boosted on the tree, which there is no one there, but it's worth a shot. But they'll just peek out naked. They're mollying the chicken coop, though, but Goose is boosted behind the statue, and they still don't even know that yet. He's just going to get a second frag before they finally figure out what's going on. And now it's going to be them, you know, 2 men down, still trying to take into this B-bomb site.
Yeah, Desi and them really want this round. Ocean makes it a little bit easier for him, and they've got to prevent those players from doing that. Desi in a 1v2, he has the ability to do this. He's got to outsmart Relics. He does go, and he gets it. Desi, a 3K on the round, huge for them. This is a 13-11 scoreline, and that was a huge round. He picks up the op too.
Yeah, that's a 1v3 for Desi, actually. That was massive.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't drop that if you're an EnemyGG. I mean, they did all the right things. Kusa had a great start to the round with those opening 2 op kills before he even got spotted, and he even remained alive even after that exchange. So that was big. Like, Enemy set themselves up very well, but then they just let Desi go off there, and that's some of the things that Desi can do. He's a really good fragger. You can't give him one-on-one duels. He's going to win those a lot of the time, and now Enemy has to save, and Follow eSports can extend their lead in a big way and start working towards closing this map.
Down, he's spraying at the wood. There's Ocean to save the day, and they've opened up long A. And Hades is going to spot Kusta. So a nice job there by Hades to try to control that rotation coming over, as obviously some noise was made over there at A and some people died, so that forced some of the CTs, including Hades, to try to go over there. And I think that Follow, knowing it's a 5v2, is going to fall back, come through tunnels, and rotate and try to hit B site.
Yeah, I mean, they've already gotten most of the kills this round. This is going to be an easy mop-up. And, I mean, it's just really been Follow eSports winning some key rounds. I mean, Desi having a 1v3 clutch, that's big. You know, holding off some aggressive plays from Enemy earlier on the half was massive for Follow eSports as well. So they just won all the critical rounds. Like, when money's been on the line as far as, like, your economy going forward, Follow eSports has always won those, like, critical rounds. And now they're up 14-11. Enemy, you know, on a full buy here. This is one of the best buys they've had all half. So this should be their next really big chance to secure one. This is also their last chance, really. If they don't convert this next round, yeah, they're a maximum loss, but that means a couple of guys are just on for mass armor. So, I mean, this is their big opportunity to come back.
Yeah, let's see what they can do, and can they get back into this. This is really what they need to be able to do, as Follow has strung together 5 rounds in a row. Excuse me, 5 rounds in a row, and they've got a pretty nice setup here. Is they really are not trying to fake this B hit. They're just trying to. Hades is trying to get information. It dropped down, And I think mainline knows he's there. And Anomaly hanging out towards mid. This would be huge if he catch Desi. He does catch Desi on literally no damage to him, so that's huge. And that's going to force Follow to try to step up. And Uber takes out Hades as well, so this is looking like a good round for Enemy right now. Ocean working his way out near Wood. And he goes down to Uber's headshot. And now it's a 1v4. Wabbit already got one. Can he get more? And he's probably going to bail.
Yeah.
See what he can do with this op or save or something. But he does not want to get wrecked by Enemy here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, that was like Enemy's big chance. I mean, if they wouldn't have won this round, then all of a sudden Follow Esports is on that point. You have a low econ buy to close out the half. Or try to stick into the game. So yeah, it's really big that Enemy used this opportunity here to finally secure a round, to finally get things going. The problem is, though, they still do have to do a little bit of rebuying here. So if their money gets reset going into the last round of the half, then they're even worse off when Follow Esports goes to the win than they would have been. So this is still Enemy in a fragile situation where they must win this. Otherwise, it's like an easy victory for Follow Esports if they win this round. Like next round, you know, Enemy doesn't even have FAMASs. They have like a bunch of pistols and armor, maybe like a couple of rifles. So yeah, this is still a dangerous game here for Enemy.
Enemy knows their back is against the wall. They want to close this out right now. They don't have a choice. They need to find a way to make this happen. Anomaly and Kusta pushed up into mid. Got a little information, it looks like. They obviously hurt nobody, so that's better than nothing. But a lot of smoke's going down here to contain these players. And Els, Wabbit, and Ocean. You can see Ocean here trying to see what he can spot at mid, and what he doesn't know is nobody's even there.
Right, as we do see Follow Esports still have that bomb over towards the B side of the map, but there are a few still working this long A, which, I mean, Elephant and Wabbit and Ocean have been working this side of the map almost every round. This has been kind of their default. It's getting into long A, you know, pushing the CTs back into the site, denying them information on aggressive plays. But the biggest thing here is Desi's even found an entry at the B. He's that solo long B player for this team. He's been doing this a lot. He found the pick. Kus has been unable to respond thus far, and that's even further setting up later on some type of B pinch play. Oh, man.
That's Relics there. That was huge. Desi going off right now. Ocean gets him through the wood there. And this is just a complete rock and roll round for Follow Esports. Ocean's going to probably get caught out by Kusta, and he is. And they know where Kusta is, but the bomb is on its way over to B as Wabbit's going to try to contain Kusta as much as he can and distract him while Hades comes over there and busts his butt over to B site.
Here's one of those situations where as they dance around the APC, this will be an interesting battle here. Kusta does win it, but it's one of those situations where Follow Esports got picks all across the map, so they could really take whatever they wanted. But it has dwindled back down to a 1 versus 2, but Desi's going to be here to cut off Kusta's rotate. And yeah, there it is. So Enemy, that's the round they needed really bad, because now it's Follow Esports on that point where Enemy has like very little money. It's only Uber who can really afford much. I mean, everyone else is like looking like pistol armor. So yeah, he's the one guy with an M4. Everyone else, you know, the scout did come out for Kusta, but yeah, this is a rough spot to be in if you're Enemy.
That it is Scout, 5.7, 2 CZs, and an M4. Can Follow Esports close this out in map 1 and head on over into Inferno, which is map 2, which is Enemy's choice?
Yeah, I mean, I think Enemy still has a chance to tie the series here. I think they've been a pretty good Inferno team. I think they've been good on T-side, which they will start T-side first. So yeah, I think they're actually in good shape to at least get a tie out of this. Maybe they can still come back in this game. I don't want to count them out just yet, but Follow Esports is in a pretty dominant position here.
Yeah, the 4v4. And Relic's getting a little aggressive there at long A. Still trying to push the issue onto Ocean. He does pay for it. And now it's Anomaly mainline and Uber to try to salvage this game.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep it going here. I mean, the man advantage here for Follow Esports. They're creeping into A with the bomb. Hades is keeping them in position at B, all while the other three are heading to the opposite side of the map. So, yeah, you got to think this is actually going to be GG here on this particular map. Uber will be able to flank Hades, it seems like, so they might get that frag. But other than that, it's still going to be an uphill climb to close out this round.
Mainline trying to fight this player up close. He does get the kill. 5 health, though. Mainline and Uber are are left to try to get this done to make this a 13-15 situation here. Mainline, 5 health. Uber has 100. They need to get out here quickly. Ocean down to 54, down to 34. Oh, Uber's working this angle, trying to get this player into dire straits. He does get him down really low HP, but it's Mainline even lower. Mainline in a 1v2. Can he do this? He gets Ocean. Can he get Wabbit? This would be absolutely huge, but I don't think there's enough time for him to be able to do this. He's going to have to hurry, and it's over. Wabbit gets the kill. 16-12 in favor of Follow. There it is for you guys. Nice job there by Follow to close that out, and they do get the job done on Cobblestone. Nice job by them, and now we're heading off into Inferno. Anything else you want to talk about Cobble?
Not really. I mean, again, we had never seen either team play Cobble before in an official match with their current 5 until tonight. So it was a big mystery to us what it was going to look like, since we didn't really have any past results to go off of. But it was Follow Esports taking the victory, and I think it really did boil down to just a couple of really critical rounds that Enemy lost in the second half. I mean, they lost that round where they went for the crazy counter boost against a low econ buy and lost. That was a big round to lose. After winning round 11 there on the CT side as well on the second half, and then getting their money immediately reset on round 12, that pretty much killed their chances to come back at that point because they had no money against Follow Esports on that point. So that's another critical round that was lost. And there was a couple other situations where they just kind of dropped the ball on some aggression. Like, it didn't work out the way they wanted to. They got caught trying to fall back. They, had a situation where on their aggressive push, it was still Follow Esports getting the better trade, getting like a 2-for-1 or something like that. So I just think it was like little key moments like that. Also, you just had some big plays come out of some of Follow Esports members, especially Desi. He had some really big rounds there in the second half to close out the game for Follow. And so, job well done to Follow Esports. They take that map. But we do move on to Inferno, and I think there's still a chance here for a tie. I think Enemy has shown some pretty good play on Inferno in the past. I think they still have a chance to at least find a tie here tonight.
Yeah, this would be huge if Follow could get this 2-0. They haven't got a best of 2 all season, and neither is Enemy, but they've split, several between them both. But I would like to see, I don't know, I guess I would like to see Follow win this just to see, just on the premise that they would win a best of 2.
Neither team has done that yet, and Enemy's already lost that chance. Follow Esports does, and if they can get a big CT side here on Inferno, like roll out 11 or 12 rounds and set themselves up, there's still a chance they get the victory tonight. But Enemy, even against big teams, like when they beat Luminosity on Inferno and CEVO, they did off the back of being able to start T side but still have a good T side, So they certainly are capable, and they have that ability to tie this series, I think. But yeah, it would be cool to see Follow Esports get their first victory of the season as well. But we'll just have to see what happens. But we will take a quick break, but we'll be right back with map number 2 to end the night.